Right then folks, here we are, back for a quick update for you all, and we've started back down by peg 1 again, behind Alfalzen. Now Alfalzen's probably got about £40 at the minute, and bear in mind that we're only just 2 hours over, and if you think this is a silverfish match, that is a phenomenal amount of weight. He's catching the better skimmer, but I reckon he still isn't leading this section from what I've gathered. I reckon he's on about £40, as I said folks, so really great weight. And for those that don't know, this is the first qualifier we're having this year here at Larford for the On The Flyer TV Winter Classic, the biggest and best silverfish competition during the colder months in England. 10 grand up for grabs. Jamie Hughes has won it the last 2 years, and he's in this match again today as well, trying to obviously qualify earlier on. Different section than Al here, but Al's problem is this man here, Adam Wakeling. Now Adam Wakeling hasn't come off this top kit since the start of the match, and I think you'll see why in a minute folks. He's absolutely emptying it on the top kit. You can see he's just fishing casters, chucking a ball of ground bait in virtually every 2 chucks. But you can see he's having a bite of chuck, and I've just stood behind him, done a quick video for our Facebook that you people have probably seen, and I reckon he's had six fish in a minute and 20 seconds. And although they're a lot smaller than the guys that are sitting it out waiting, you can see there that looks like a decent fish. They're a lot smaller than those ones that are sitting out on the long pole getting them skimmers in, but Adam is bringing in like 8 ounce, 9 ounce roach a chuck with the odd skimmer mixed in, and it's obviously something that he thinks he can capitalise on because he's sat on it from the beginning. You can see how positive and aggressive he's feeding. There you go folks, there's another one. So that's Adam Wakeling peg 1, Alfalzen peg 2, who we've just said 35-40 pound. Moving up, we've got Si Farmer. Now Si was on the tip, and he's been doing quite well on the feeder, but I'm just getting the camera, sorry. He's just moved on and is now fishing the pole, as you can see. But Alfalzen's told me that these 2 guys, he's got Dave Smith next to him, and he said that they're doing really well as well. But I don't think they're going to have as much as Al, to be honest. I think he's leading his section probably, but I don't think he's leading the match. What you got, Si? What's that then? 30 odd pound?
No, about 26, 27 I reckon.
So there you go folks. Ow, my fingers are trapped in this camera, hold on a minute. Ow, ow, ow. Thinks he's got about 26, 27 pounds, so great weight there as well. So it is early doors, anything can happen. Sorry, I'm just putting this camera down, that's why it's a bit... Anything can happen folks, and like I said, he's been feeding fishing the feeder for the first part of the match. Just seen him dropping on this pole line which he's been feeding, so I'm sure he's hoping that old float starts to bury soon so he can capitalise on that weight that he's managed to amass early on. Next door, Alfalzen is in again, but that man in the background, Adam Wakeling, is constantly feeding his net with those smaller silverfish, and I've just got a feeling that he must really fancy it because Adam's obviously world flight angler, top flight angler, so he wouldn't be sitting on it if he didn't think it was worth him doing it. As I said, next to him was Dave Smith from Maver, again doing really well, probably up to about £30 himself. He's got about, Alfalzen's got about £40, okay. Peg 2, but Waco mate is emptying it on his top kit, but it's like that, but believe me mate, they're all like 8 or 9 ounce. So what you got? What do you think you got? Ah, he said, Alfal said he thought you got about £25. Ah, well there you go. That's why you shouldn't listen to other anglers, isn't it? Sorry folks, so just been speaking to Dave, he reckons he's got about £10, so struggling. Just wanted to know how other people in this section are faring up. How you getting on?
About 8 pounds on it,
So, Gareth spent £8 or £9. I think about £40 leading your section, pal.
40.
Alfal's, I think, but Waco's an unknown. Waco's absolutely emptying it on his top kit, but he's
Where's that?
peg one. But they're all like that.
Right.
But they add up, don't they?
They do.
Right then, folks. Let's keep on walking up. Might lose my signal in a minute because it's not great here, to be honest. So any questions you guys have got, as always, ping them across to me. I'll try my best to answer them. Feeling any better, pal?
What's a good weight?
£40, I would say. What you got?
Nowhere near that.
But are you feeling better? That's the main thing.
I'm feeling better now I'm fishing, but I don't feel better now.
Well, hopefully you'll start to pick up a bit, mate, when you start getting snared up into them big slimy snotters.
Well, that's it. If we get some slabs short, we'll be alright.
That's it. So interestingly, a lot of people are still choosing to fish on the feeder. The wind's not that bad. I don't think it's as bad as we thought yet, but there is still time. I think they've given it out a bit later on to pick up. Here's one of last year's finalists, Liam Linnett. When I spoke to him earlier on, probably about 20 minutes ago, he said he got about £15, so he's got a long way to go to catch up with Alfalzen. So is this lad here. Average angler, Christian Jones. If you can see, folks, as I said to you, he's quite set back from the rest of the other anglers, him and Waco, but Waco hasn't let it stop him. And is that a carp?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Another one of me carp.
Christian's getting plagued out with carp, unfortunately, folk, and he's got one on now. You can't really see it, but
What's my mate Al got?
£40.
He's having a lovely day, isn't he?
He's having an absolute great day, mate. But problem he's got is Waco's emptying it on his top kit.
What, with skimmers?
Little roach.
You're not catching.
Mate, I wouldn't be, honestly, he's catching like, he's having the odd skimmer in, but he's literally fishing on his top kit, and he's catching probably like 6 fish every minute.
Right.
Feeding casters and chucking a little ball of ground bait in, so I wouldn't put it past Waco, mate, racking up a right big weight, because Al's having to wait a lot longer for his fish. But they are a pound, pound and a half, do you know what I mean?
I've not had a carp for a while, Gas.
Are you fishing,
Getting an odd skimmer.
fishing meat?
Yeah.
Have you had any of them through the water like last year yet?
No.
That's come off, folks, but like I said, it's a silvers match, so we won't be too disappointed that it's come off, I mean.
It's weird. Just look, I think just because there's some carp in, up it seems to be settling. You get like a couple of bites off
Yeah.
skimmers, and then you can't get any bites again. Like, I don't know.
He's saying, folks, which is a bit weird because of the carp. Can't seem to string anything together, so those silverfish that he's getting amongst come in little fits and starts, and then the carp just seem to move in and it's gone again. Last year we had the same kind of problem, but then they settled because those shoals of bream just seem to move in and stay there, but really accurate feeding when you consider the wind he's got here. There you go.
See, that'd have that on the drop then, hadn't
I was going to say, when you put your float in, it didn't settle, did it? There you go, folks. So
it?
that's what.
Once you get that carp out, you peg. Skimmers come back in, but there's just that many carp.
What he's saying is, folks, because he hooked that carp, he believes that carp obviously cleared out, which then, and the decent sized fish they are, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. When you're catching them, like I say, you wouldn't have to catch for long to put a weight together, but
That's a decent fish. And he's that one took it on the drop, which is what we were talking about earlier on, folks. That last year, a lot of the big weights, like what Matty Dawes had, was the fish intercepting it on the drop. and as you've just seen on the meat, they aren't small fish. So I don't know what to say, because Adam Wakeling's obviously absolutely emptying it with these small fish, but then you've got Christian and Alfalson that are obviously sitting out for bigger fish, and although they're not getting bites as quick, the fish are substantially bigger.
I'd feel like I was fishing the wrong bait if Alan wasn't catching on it as well.
Yeah.
You know, with that meat, just because of how many carp I've had, but I just feel like it's a lot of carp here.
What weight do you think you've got?
£15.
£15?
Yeah. But about an hour ago I had about £2, so it's going a little bit better now.
Yeah, and it picked up last year, didn't it? I mean, there you go, it went then again, didn't it? Hopefully, mate, they're moving in. Have you just fed meat over there? Have you put anything else in?
Fed some casters at the start just to try and get
Yeah.
their bait down, trying to get a few fish in my peg, and then just loose fed meat. But
So, folks, he said he's fed casters at the beginning just to get a bit of a bed down for these fish to graze over. Then he's just constantly been firing some cubes of meat over the top. Obviously, as you said earlier on, I mean, there's something there now, isn't there?
no, it's the wind that's just catching me brittle.
As I said earlier on, what happens is he's hooking a carp, and obviously when the carp's seeing him off, it swims out of his peg, which is allowing these skimmers to move back in, and which he's kind of having a bit of a run off the back of them. And as you saw, these fish, with them being over £1 a piece, it's worth doing. But I'm just concerned that Waco is constantly feeding his net in this section. Like I said, albeit small fish, but I think he's going to take some stopping if he carries on catching like that. And Christian's obviously fishing at 13 metres or whatever it is, 12 metres. And Waco's on his top kit. So it's going to be an interesting one, folks. So for this section, I'm going to bow out, leave it on that, and we'll bring you some more live feeds later.